Guys, what's going on? There's some horrible news. Virgil Ortiz has had to pull out of his fight against Michael Mickinson. And obviously, this isn't a normal injury. This is a very serious situation, which we're going to discuss in this video. I'm just going to read out an article to you guys to explain the situation. Welterweight contender Virgil Ortiz Jr. has pulled out of his Saturday's fight against Michael Mickinson in Los Angeles after he was diagnosed with a muscle condition, Golden Boy Promotions announced in a news release on Tuesday. Ortiz has rhabdomyolysis, which is described by the Mayo Clinic as follows: is a rare condition in which muscle cells break down and release a substance into the blood that can lead to kidney failure. Most often it's seen people who have suffered major injuries or trauma. May also develop in response to certain medication, dietary supplements or drugs. Ortiz is recovering well in hospital and is expected to make a full recovery according to the release. This promoter didn't speculate about when he might return. And then Oscar De La Hoya says, "We wish Virgil a very quick and speedy recovery." He says, "As fighters, our first instinct is to fight whatever we have to tough it out. It takes a lot of courage to admit when something is wrong and get the care you need. We're confident that we will see Virgil in the ring again very soon." So there you have it. This is very heartbreaking news. Heartbreaking for Michael Mickinson. My heart goes out to him. He's been training for a very long time, and this was his jackpot fight. This was his world title fight, as he describes it. To Virgil Ortiz, it was just another fight on his journey. But to Michael Mickinson, he had trained your butt off for it. This was his breakthrough fight. This was a fight that could have made him a superstar. This was a fight that could have taken him to the next level. And unfortunately, the fight's not going to happen now. So I can understand he'd be devastated at this point. And he'd be gutted. And I can understand, what he must be going through right now. Imagine working your whole life and then working your life for this particular moment where you could change your life and change your whole family's life, and it all gets taken away from you. And of course, I wanted to talk about Virgil Ortiz because Virgil Ortiz is a special talent, and obviously it's not any fault of his own. This is a very serious condition, and I'm glad that he's got his father, who I think got him tested, I believe, and they obviously found out that he's suffering with this illness. This is very serious. It's a muscle condition which is related to your kidney, and personally I think it could be something to do with making weight. I think making weight's a very tricky one for me, because a lot of these guys are massive. Basically what they do is they boil themselves down, and the weight that they make, they're very it's very uncomfortable for them to be at that weight. And that's why you see a lot of these guys rehydrate massively, because making 147 pounds for guys like Virgil Ortiz is a big guy. Jaron Ennis, another big guy. Errol Spence, a big guy. Kell Brook was a very big guy at the weight. These are very big guys that struggle to make weight. Now, when you're struggling to make weight, you're boiling yourself down. You're putting a lot of pressure on your organs. You're putting a lot of pressure on your body. And sometimes these guys have to go through certainly dietary measures, certain, they have to take certain medicate, like fat burners maybe they take, in order to get themselves down to the weight. And that puts a lot of stress on your kidneys, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. That's why you see a lot of these guys, they look drained as anything. I know, because I've dieted before. I've been at a very low body fat, and that's not me making a weight. So obviously if I felt uncomfortable, I could easily start eating. These guys have to make a certain weight. But I know what it feels like being drained and being, low in body fat, because I've been on those extreme crash diets where I've looked to get ripped and get lean, and I did it. But it was 14-15 weeks of eating like chicken salad, and I didn't have the nutritional knowledge that I have now, where I know that you can achieve those type of physiques without killing yourself the way I did. But this is different. This is completely different to what I was doing. I was doing to look aesthetically good. These guys are doing it to make a specific weight, which, like, my body could only probably go down to a certain weight, right? Once it starts going down less than what it can cope with, I'm gonna start having issues. My organs are gonna start shutting down. Things are gonna be start to shut down, and this is why I believe, I'm a bit firm believer that I feel these guys shouldn't do what they do. These guys the guys that are big at the weight, I think they should fight at a weight and not look for the advantages, because these making weight it can have an impact on you long term as well. Not just short term, but long term it can have an impact. You know, losing all that water and draining your nah, man, that's not good. This is why I think a lot of these guys should move up weight, and I feel like it should be easy, man. It shouldn't be really that tough. Like, listen, making weight shouldn't be easy. Even if Virgil Ortiz moves up to 154, that isn't going to be easy, because I'm pretty sure Virgil Ortiz walks around at 175. So even making 154, but at least it won't put extreme stress on the body. You know, the body isn't there to be put under extreme stress all the time. You know, you need, like, I feel like there's a limit. And I don't feel like you should mess around with your body. These are very serious conditions, very serious. So I really hope hasn't affected Virgil Ortiz, and Virgil Ortiz can recover from this. Because sometimes these sort of things are career-ending type of conditions, you know. I really hope Virgil Ortiz is a very good fighter. And I saw Virgil Ortiz stand near Brian Castano. And Virgil Ortiz looks massive compared to Castano. So Virgil Ortiz could probably easily fight at 154. If this is a weight-making issue thing, I really hope that Virgil Ortiz just moves up. Yeah, it's gutting for Michael Mickinson, you know, as he probably wanted to fight Ortiz. But at the end of the day, health is everything. Health is wealth. Without your health, you're nothing. Without your health, you're nothing. So for me personally, I just think Virgil Ortiz, if he's struggling and this is a weight to do with weight, I think he should move up. I think he should move up. And I really hope a speedy recovery for Virgil Ortiz, because I'm a massive fan of Virgil Ortiz. This guy is a very, very exciting fighter. Very, very good fighter. Very, very exciting. He's very fun to watch. He's got a very bright future ahead of him. But if he is struggling to make weight, just move up. You know, Virgil Ortiz is a great fighter, and he can have a lot of success at 154 as well. I don't feel like is it really worth it gaining that advantage by being a big guy at the weight, but then putting your body at that kind of risk? I just don't think it is. I think if you've got the skills to pay the bills, you're going to be successful at any weight. You know, you just have to have the skills. Now, Virgil Ortiz does have a style which is, he takes a lot of shots, and he's kind of like a bully. You know, a bully in the sense where he likes to bully guys and beat them up and batter them. So him moving up and losing that advantage of size could be problematic to him. But at the end of the day, you know, your health is more important. If your body is shutting down and struggling to make a specific weight, then, you know, you need to move up. And I think Virgil Ortiz should move up if he's struggling to make weight. If it's not, and it's just the fact that maybe he didn't take this camp that seriously, maybe, you know, he came into camp overweight and he struggled and he basically lost a lot of weight too fast, because that's what his dad said. His dad said that he lost a lot of weight too fast. That's also very dangerous, because your body gets depleted and your body starts to shut down. You know, you need to, like, making weight is an art, in the sense you've got to do it properly. If you don't do it properly, it affects your performance, and it can have a catastrophic effect on your performance, and not just your performance, your health. So personally, I think his dad's done the right thing to pull his son out of the fight, because nobody wants to see this get messy. Nobody wants to see Virgil Ortiz, you know, suffer any kind of long-term health issues. We want to see Virgil Ortiz back at his best, and we want to see Virgil Ortiz at the top, because Virgil Ortiz is a title contender. Virgil Ortiz is a top fighter. top fighter. And listen, he hasn't even been a world champion yet. He's got his whole career ahead of him. There's so many things Vergil Ortiz got to, probably want to achieve and do in the sport. Vergil Ortiz is going to move up to 154 one day anyway. He's not going to keep making, he's a young guy. He's not going to keep making this weight. So it's probably, if he feels he can't make welterweight, or maybe, like I said, it's just the fact that maybe he lost weight too fast, because like I said, he miscalculated things. They miscalculated things, and his body didn't react too well to losing weight too fast. So hopefully next time he'll be better prepared. Do I think he'll move up? Probably not. Maybe this is the issue, the fact that he lost a lot of weight too fast, which resulted in him suffering this illness. So yeah, let's hope that Vergil Ortiz can make a speedy recovery, and he can get back to fighting and doing what he does best in the ring. This is obviously a blow to Mickinson, blow to DAZN, blow to Delo. I feel gutted for Mickinson, for Ortiz, and just as a fan, because I was actually looking forward to this, because a lot of people in America weren't really looking forward to this fight because they just thought it was a cherry pick, it was an easy fight. But for me, I was actually looking at it from Ortiz's situation and Mickinson, because I'm British. Mickinson, I know Mickinson can fight. He's a good, tricky fighter. I wanted to see how good he was. I wanted to see whether he could pull off a massive, monumental shock, which it almost seems impossible, or if he could have put in a great performance and actually showed that, you know what, he's a top-level welterweight, even if he had lost. Unfortunately, now, they're going to have to hopefully they find a replacement for him. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to get paid. I don't know what the situation is about Mickinson, them finding a replacement for Mickinson. Hopefully they do. I know that Mickinson got called out by Blair Cobbs. Blair Cobbs, is it? He called him out, and Blair Cobbs was fighting Alexis Rocha. But I don't know and that's obviously a great fight. That's a very good fight. So are they going to disrupt that fight to give Mickinson? I'm not so sure, because either way, one of those guys are going to have to one of those guys are maybe going to have to be pulled, or they're going to have to get a replacement. So yeah, but Blair Cobbs actually called out Mickinson, and he wanted to go on top of the bill. Is that because he feels that by beating someone like Mickinson, who was in line to fight Vergil Ortiz, could put his name out there? I don't know. That'd be a good fight, though. That'd be a good fight. But will it happen? I'm not so sure. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about this situation. A really unfortunate situation. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.